Hello there guys, welcome to another of my videos, and on this video there is quite a few things to negotiate about. So I am going to be going through with you how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has saved his job at Manchester United. Now we are on a 15 game unbeaten run in all competitions. I think we are unbeaten in our last 8 Premier League games. So reflecting on this run, this is one of the things that saved Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job at Manchester United. Our last defeat was 2-0 at home to Burnley back in January. Also, too, another thing that saved Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job at Manchester United is the signing of Bruno Fernandes, because Bruno Fernandes has made the difference in the team. You know, Bruno Fernandes, I think, has now got, 5 or 6 goals already for the football club. He did score 2 goals in our previous game against Brighton. Now, we did get Bruno Fernandes in January in a deal worth £65 million, with add-ons included, and he did sign, was it a 5-year deal or a 5.5-year deal at Manchester United. But Bruno Fernandes is definitely, the best player we have recruited in since the Alex Ferguson era, and we have recruited over 30 odd players in since the Alex Ferguson era. In nearly every single Premier League match that Bruno Fernandes has played in, he has been given the man of the match. Of course, back in February, Bruno Fernandes won Premier League Player of the Month, reflecting on his good run of performances. So yeah, we remain unbeaten since Bruno Fernandes came to the football club. I think another one of the things that saved Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's job at Manchester United is reflects on how good our record has been against the top 6 sides this season. I think we've taken 18 points against the big 6 sides this season. Of course, we've beaten Manchester City 3 times this season out of the 4 times we've played them. Solskjaer, of course, became the first manager in history to beat Pep Guardiola 3 times in one season. We also drew with Liverpool earlier on this season. Solskjaer's, overcome Frank Lampard 3 times this season. So we've beaten Chelsea 3 times this season and beaten them 4 times in total since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got recommended in as Manchester United manager. We actually remain unbeaten against Chelsea since Solskjaer came in. He's also beaten Tottenham twice as a manager as well as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, So we've done very, very well against the top 6 sides. So I think, this is what saved his job at Manchester United. And I think now Solskjaer seems to be making the right decisions, I think, now Solskjaer knows what his best 11 is. Of course, Solskjaer throughout the course of this season has been making a lot of rotation. Because obviously, throughout the course of this season, we have had a lot of injuries. Also, too, Solskjaer has promoted the youth very, very well. That could also play a part in what saved his job, because he has given the youngsters their opportunities in that. Mason Greenwood's been flourishing. Also, too, Brandon Williams has been flourishing in that. But there again, some young players have found game time very, very difficult. But when Solskjaer did get appointed in as Manchester United manager, he did say that everybody would get their chances to express themselves. Everybody would get their chances to express themselves. So, that's also very, very good. Of course, earlier on in the season, we enjoyed our worst start to a Premier League season for 30 years. And reflecting on that, Solskjaer was close to getting the sack by Manchester United. He really, really was. It was very, very close to getting the sack. And earlier on in the season, look at the teams we'd lost to. We lost to Newcastle away 1-0. We obviously we lost to Palace at home by 2-1. We've also drawn a lot of games throughout the course of this season. And earlier on in the season, when Solskjaer was close to getting sacked by Manchester United, there was talks of Mauricio Pochettino coming in. There was also talks of Massimiliano Allegri coming in. I think, with Solskjaer being a club legend, I think that could also play a part in Solskjaer, still now being at the football club, because disregarding being a club legend, maybe he would not have now been at Manchester United, because Solskjaer was a great player for the football club for 11 years. He flourished under Alex Ferguson's guidance. Now, also, too, I think Solskjaer, he knows his best formation as well. Solskjaer has been changing formation persistently this season. A lot. He has been going with that 4-2-3-1 formation. He's been going with that a lot, yeah. A few times he's gone with a 4-3-3 formation. A few times he's gone with a 3-4-1-2. And I think in the games against likes of Chelsea and City earlier on in the season, he went with the 5-3-2 formation. So it's good that Solskjaer's trying, some different elements. Or he's been trying different elements at the football club and all of that. But yeah, I can definitely assure that Solskjaer will be Manchester United manager next season, because I did say he needs at least another season at the football club, and he does deserve at least a couple of more transfer windows, because he's still in the process of rebuilding this Manchester United team. And, it has been a transition period for a while, and Solskjaer revealed at the beginning of the year he's hopeful that we can get through this transition period. Solskjaer has been at Manchester United now 18 months. He has been permanent Manchester United manager for around 16 months, I think. Or is it 15 months? But the main explanation Solskjaer got the job permanently was reflecting on what he did in that 3-month period when he was the interim manager and that. Now, I've taken positives from his tenure so far. Like I said, my recruitment's definitely improved since Solskjaer came in. Solskjaer so far has recommended 5 players into Manchester United and spent just over £200 million. And, last summer he brought Daniel James, Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. And in January, he brought Bruno Fernandes and Odion Ighalo in. So the 5 players he has brought in so far have been very, very impressive. So yeah, we've definitely improved in the transfer market under him. Also, too, we have extended a lot of players' contracts since Solskjaer came in as well. That's very, very good. But there again, on the other hand, there's some players that we've given contracts to who we shouldn't have given contracts to. That's one thing to say. Also, Solskjaer has got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended in to the football club. We have seen quite a lot of players leave. By the way, Angel Gomez has now left Manchester United after he did serve 14 years at the football club. We failed to agree terms over a new contract for Angel Gomez. So he's the recent Manchester United player to leave, most recent. I think we have now released them 9 academy players. He did say we was going to release them 9 academy players when their contracts do expire and that. When their contracts do expire. But yeah, you can definitely take positives from his tenure. Solskjaer has got big decisions to make in the summer transfer window of what players he's going to recommend in and what players, of course, he is going to get rid of. Solskjaer did already say he's looking to make around 3 or 4 major signings at the end of the season. I don't think we're going to make 3 or 4 signings. Maybe we're going to make 1 signing. Maybe we're going to make 2. Solskjaer did say not too long ago he's unsure how much he will have to spend in the summer transfer window with the financial impact of the coronavirus pandemic. So he's unsure how much we're going to have to spend. Don't forget, he recently suggested our objectives have changed, reflecting on our good run of form. Solskjaer has had quite a few meetings with Ed Woodward. And obviously he told Ed Woodward at the start of this season that Manchester United are not capable of challenging Manchester City and Liverpool for, the title and all of that. But now his objectives have changed of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's. But, so I think Solskjaer's already revealed his plans for the summer transfer window, and he's already identified the areas in the squad where he does want to strengthen up. I've got an idea of the players he's going to get rid of in the summer transfer window. I think he's looking to get rid of Phil Jones. I think we've put around the £15 million asking price on him. He's also looking to get rid of Smalling on a permanent transfer. Don't forget, Smalling's loan at Rome has just been recently extended. We're also looking to get rid of Rojo permanently. We're looking to get rid of Jesse Lingard. We're also looking to get rid of Andres Pereira. Sanchez, it'd be very, very good if we could get rid of him on a permanent transfer, like I confirmed with you yesterday. His loan's also being extended with Inter Milan until the end of the season. A lot of United fans think, Diego Dalot isn't good enough for the football club. So, yeah, players are going to leave in the summer transfer window, and, we are going to generate money that way. Definitely in that. Ed Woodward did say the other month that we will remain competitive in the summer transfer market. But he did say we won't do business as usual. So he said we won't be spending hundreds of millions of pounds on players, did Ed Woodward. So this is what he had said the other month. But Ed Woodward, is backing Solskjaer, like he said, quite a few times throughout the course of this season. And Solskjaer's also got the backing of the Glazers. Now, our debt is just over 429 million. This got confirmed before the resumption of the season. He said our debt had risen up by almost £130 million, and the coronavirus pandemic had cost us around £28 million and all of that. But yeah, Solskjaer has laid out his objectives for the remainder of this season. He's laid out his objectives. He's now, recently has been targeting a third place finish because he's actually a great chance Manchester United can get third. Also, too, the FA Cup and the Europa League are two priorities for us because that's a chance for us winning two trophies under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, is the FA Cup and the Europa League. Well, we are now into the semi-finals of the FA Cup. We've got Chelsea. Solskjaer said he's delighted that we're in the semi-finals of the FA Cup and he's excited about the prospect of going into a final. He says we have played Chelsea quite a lot of times throughout the course of this season. We're more or less into the last 8 of the Europa League because we are 5-0 up against Lask from the first leg and that. So I think, we are going to finish the season on a high. We've got 6 games remaining in the Premier League. And I think in reality, we should win at least 5 of them or should win all of them, to be quite honest with you. Now, Chelsea lost by 3-2 yesterday against West Ham, so that's a positive from our perspective. So we just now remain 2 points behind Chelsea. Just 2 points behind them now. So, minimum we want to finish is 4th because we do want qualification for the Champions League for next season. Because obviously, we will generate money and plus it will help us have more of a competitive summer transfer market. But there again, it depends on Manchester City's 2-year European ban because if they do get it upheld, then 5th place is a Champions League spot. But Solskjaer has challenged Manchester United to go unbeaten for the remainder of this season. And I definitely believe that we are capable of doing that. We're definitely capable of doing that. We are capable of doing that. But like I said, in regards to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he does deserve at least another season at Manchester United. I said, didn't I, next season our expectations will be to challenge for the Premier League title. Because Solskjaer did recently make an admission saying that we have got to spend money to compete with the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool. Because this has now been the 7th season we have failed to mount any kind of title challenge up. We have been inconsistent for the last 7 years. There's main explanations why we've been so inconsistent for the last 7 years. It reflects on the mistakes we have made. There has been a lot of cultural problems. There was also problems with Solskjaer early on in the season. Let's not disregard that. There's also been problems with Ed Woodward and the Glazers for several years because Manchester United fans, including me, have been very, very critical of them because we don't like the way the football club has been run. The main explanations why Ed Woodward has been criticised is reflecting on how poor our recruitment policy is, or was, affecting how poor it's been for the last 7 years. With us overpaying for players as well. He has been criticised for that. And just overall, the decisions he's made, Manchester United have obviously, not been satisfied with it. But Woodward's been here since 2012. We've been critical of the Glazers. The Glazers have been at the football club since 2005 and all of that. But in the last 7 years as well, we have spent close to the £1 billion range on players. Like I said earlier on in the video, we've recruited over 30 odd players in since the Alex Ferguson era. But reflects on the money we've spent on players, in reality, we should be where Liverpool are. Sosljaker is our 4th permanent manager since the Ferguson era. 3 managers have been sacked, since the Ferguson era. Manchester United are not really known as a sacking football club. I know in the last 7 years as well, we've only managed to win 3 trophies, and that was the FA Cup under Louis van Gaal, and the Europa League and the League Cup under Jose Mourinho and all of that. So we actually haven't won a trophy since 2017. We haven't won a trophy. But, we haven't won the Premier League since 2013. The last time we won it was in Alex Ferguson's last season. So we haven't won it for 7 years. We are still one of the biggest clubs in the world with a fantastic history, a fantastic fan base. Most successful team in England, 20 titles, 13 of them Premier Leagues and that. But, Solskjaer, could be the foreseeable future for Manchester United. We now seem to be heading in the right direction under him. We really, really do. And some people believe Solskjaer, can emulate into next year and Klopp. I don't think he'll replicate Alex Ferguson's legacy at Manchester United. But there again, no manager at Man United or no manager in general will replicate Ferguson's legacy, because Ferguson endured 26 years at Manchester United. Endured 22 years of success, because don't forget Ferguson didn't win out in his first 4 years, and Ferguson won a total of 38 major honours. The vast majority of our success came under Ferguson, because even before Ferguson weren't so good. Of course, Ron Atkinson weren't good. Wilf McGuinness weren't good. Wilf McGuinness endured 18 months at Manchester United. I think he only managed to recruit 1 player in. Franco Farrell, we actually got relegated when we had Franco Farrell, and I think this was back in 1974, which is a good 40 odd years ago now. But I hope things do work out for Solskjaer, like I said. Club legend. And I just want things to definitely, work out under him. I really, really do. And like I said, Manchester United is the 3rd club in his managerial career. So he has gained managerial experience, reflects on how long he's been with us so far. Before he was with us, he was at Molde, won a couple of Norwegian titles with Molde. And before he was at Molde, he was at Cardiff. He enjoyed a very, very short tenure with Cardiff. He managed 29 games for Cardiff, Solskjaer, but the main explanation why he got sacked from Cardiff is because he ended up, getting Cardiff relegated, did Solskjaer and that. But one of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's most iconic moments as a player was 1999, of course, when he did win the club the treble. That is actually, the club's greatest achievement. It really, really is. But like I've said to you, the vast majority of these players are not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's. The vast majority of these players are Jose Mourinho. So Solskjaer's inheriting the vast majority of Jose Mourinho's players. He's still inheriting a couple of players here from the Van Gaal era. There's still Matt here from the David Moyes era. There's still a few players here from the Alex Ferguson era. So let's just put that into the equation. And I think he's got just under 2 years left now in his contract as Solskjaer, because when he got the job permanently in March last year, he signed a 3-year contract at Manchester United, I think worth around £7.5 million per year. Worth around £7.5 million per year. But definitely, players have improved under him, especially, the top players. Obviously, now with Rashford and Pogba back in the team, that's also made a difference as well, because, Rashford was out earlier on in the season with a back injury. Also, too, Paul Pogba was out earlier on in the season with an ankle injury. And since, they come back, Pogba's made a fantastic impact. Rashford has done very, very well, created good chances, but he's yet to get his name on the score sheet. I think, we have got a very, very good squad. We just need to make a couple of signings in the summer transfer window. I was hearing stories the other week allegedly saying that our transfer budget's been revealed. It says, we're going to get around 269 or 270 million to spend in the summer transfer window and all of that. I think there's players that we've recruited in over the years who we shouldn't have recruited in, but on the other hand, there's players who we have recruited in and we shouldn't have got rid of them. Prime example, Ander Herrera, shouldn't have got rid of him. Romelu Lukaku, of course, in reality, shouldn't have got rid of him either. There you go. By the way, your preview for the Bournemouth game will be coming up today. That is on Saturday, 3 o'clock kickoff at Old Trafford. We'll be looking to extend our unbeaten run to 16 games now in all competitions. So your preview for that game will be coming up. It really, really will and all of that. I think we've only got 2 injuries, Phil Jones and Alex Tuanzebe. But prior to that, I think, we have got a fully fit squad. Sosljaker, like I said, he's got some decisions to make at Manchester United. He's got a goalkeeping decision to make between David De Gea and Dean Henderson. Probably David De Gea is going to remain our number 1 for next season. We know he's going to remain our number 1 for the remainder of this season. Solskjaer did say in regards to Dean Henderson that he's not ready to become Man United's number 1. But he said he expects Dean Henderson to be England's number 1 goalkeeper and Manchester United's number 1 goalkeeper in the future. We know Dean Henderson's staying on loan with Sheffield United for the remainder of the season. This has been his 2nd season on loan with Sheffield United and that. But yeah, David De Gea, I think, will remain our number 1. I did say, didn't I, we're facing a bit of a dilemma at left back. Because, we've got Luke Shaw and Brandon Williams at left back. But I think Luke Shaw's going to remain our first choice left back for the remainder of this season. And then, maybe in the foreseeable or maybe next season, whenever, Brandon Williams could become our first choice left back and all of that. So yeah, he has got decisions to make at Manchester United. But Solskjaer did say early on in his managerial career that he's worked out his transfer strategy and he wants to recruit young British talents to Manchester United. But, our priority targets, obviously Jadon Sancho, he's our number 1 priority target. I give you the news on Sancho yesterday. Reportedly, we are not determined to pay any more than £50 million for Sancho. We're not going to get Jadon Sancho 50 million. He's been left out of Borussia Dortmund's new kit launch, so that could have fueled some speculation up. Dortmund have said several times that they want £100 million at least, but the stories recently said that they want around £170 million. Reportedly now, Dortmund have set their deadline for Sancho. Sancho's got to decide on his future before the start of next season because Borussia Dortmund are not willing to offload him next season. So the news on him. The news on Jack Grealish as well. He's one of our priority targets. The former Aston Villa boss Tim Sherwood reckons that Jack Grealish to Manchester United is already a done deal. Don't forget, Jack Grealish recently purchased a house near our Carrington training base, so that said he's close to joining Man United. And reportedly, Manchester City have recently entered the race for Jack Grealish because they've obviously now sold Leroy Sané to Bayern Munich, so that could now step their interest up in Jack Grealish. So there has been so many players on our agenda. There really, really has. But, we will see what happens anyway. So, anyway, guys, that's everything to update today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.